going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mode video. So today I want to discuss the Diamond Camo Mac 10. So I did unlock this last night. The main reason why I didn't, make a video, because honestly I was already tired, and plus I needed to study for one of my exams. So yeah, obviously I just want to delay this for a day, and even right now I'm still pretty dead from yesterday. Even when I was streaming earlier today, I just had no motivation to play. Honestly, I still feel like going to sleep. But I am going to just power through this video because there are some important things to talk about for this particular SMG. So I'm sure by this point it's already the 31st, about to be the 1st of April. I'm sure some of you guys have already experienced how bad this weapon is. And yeah, I don't blame people for thinking that's overpowered. I've come across a few people with it already, and yeah, like being on the receiving end is not alright. And for the most part during the entire stream, I think I only used it once, and I guess the rest of the games I was using like an AMAX or like a DRH. I didn't want to abuse this weapon unless I really have to. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people will agree that this is probably worse than the MX9. If they don't fix this soon, this can end up breaking the game, and a lot of people are just going to leave ranked because it's not fun. Hoped at some point that they would learn their lesson with these new weapons. And last season wasn't really that bad because it was the Jack 12. No one really gives a shit about that gun. But in the past, with M13s, MX9s, it's like they never really seem to know how to balance stuff correctly, especially with this type of SMG. This one is the first SMG to ever have a fire rate that's higher than the Fennec, which I thought was impossible because I thought the Fennec was the absolute highest for this game, but apparently I was wrong. And don't get me wrong, the Fennec had a time where it was really overpowered. I don't know if you guys remember the Akimbo Fennecs. Those were absolutely monstrous to go against. Now that we're here with the Mac 10, it kind of feels the same way. There were probably 100 different gunfights where I could have lost, but I was only saved because of this weapon. And I'm sure a lot of you guys saw that on my streams. A lot of people were watching, which was actually very nice. I do enjoy the support. But yeah, a lot of people were saying that I was finishing these games for the diamond grind extremely fast, and you can't really blame me because it wasn't really me doing it. It was just the weapon itself. I'll admit this is probably one of the easiest diamond weapons to get because, like I said, you're just gonna blow through each match because this thing kills so damn fast. And I said previously on the Damascus video saying that the Mac 10 doesn't really even need some sort of barrel to increase the bullet speed because it almost feels like just a regular hit scan weapon, and that kind of seems to be the case for the most part. There might be somewhat of a delay, but it's not really much. Like just taking off any bullet speed attachments will just make it seem like it's a regular weapon. Like right there, I should not have gotten those 2 kills instantly like that. And that's going to be a problem, especially if you're playing hardpoint shipment or just ranked in general. This weapon is just going to take over completely. Well, at least when it comes to the shorter range maps. As for the other ones, I'm assuming the M13 is going to take its place. I do have some suggestions that they can do. The range drop-off, can be okay at some points, but I think they should make the range drop-offs a little bit, closer. You don't have to have like M13 regular base damage of 24. I think that's a little bit excessive for a weapon that has this type of fire rate. Another thing that they could do is to adjust the reload speed, because it kind of feels like the same across the board no matter which mag attachment that you do have. It really all seems to be the same. And I feel like, for the 53 round or even the 43 round mag, there should be like a longer delay when it comes to reloading speed, because dude, it's way too fast. There's no difference at all. And one final thing that they could do is probably reduce the ADS speed just a little bit, as well as just increasing the recoil by a little bit more, because you could actually turn this thing to an absolute laser while having a speed adjusting, or a bullet speed adjusting attachment. Like right now what you're seeing is with the agency suppressor. If you put the muzzle brake that increases your vertical recoil control by 25% instead of 10, it's a huge difference, especially in longer range engagements. So like I said, there's not really a lot of things that could counter a weapon like this. I don't even think the Fennec has a chance, or including the MX9 and M13, or at least in close range. But yeah, it's kind of a scary situation, because now if I see someone with the Mac 10, it's like, how am I gonna face this person? And look, I have a theory as to why the weapon is the way it is, and it kind of makes me wonder why they even bothered to release some sort of public test build for Season 3. Because we didn't... Honestly, there wasn't really much to test in that build. The only thing that we were able to look at was the contact grenade, and that's pretty much it. I mean, yeah, we did have a little preview of, I guess, the Pioneer League as well as the, you know, the new Red Sprite camo, but, you know, all that stuff doesn't come out until, like, Season 4. And, you know, what's more important is that they should let us test the weapons that are being made. Typically what they do is that they release one test build, like, you know, the initial one that shows a bunch of new features, and then eventually later on down the line they do release a second one that does include the newer weapons that are going to be brought in later on. That's something that they didn't do this time around, and we were not able to give feedback. If we were able to give feedback, the weapon would not be this overpowered. So it just makes you wonder, like I said, why the fuck did they even bother to release any sort of test build if it wasn't really going to matter in the end? We didn't get to test any of the weapons that were being made. Like, trust me, right now, it's not that bad, but, like, you know, probably midway through the season where everyone already has possession of this weapon, it's gonna get extremely fucking bad. So that's why I'm like, this is one of those weapons where they have to act extremely fast. If not, people are just gonna leave this game. I mean, that's not really something new. I mean, they have done that a few times before. The most notable one was probably the AS Vow, because when it first got released, the bullet speed was bad. It was extremely slow, but then they updated the game and they, you know, they made the AS Vow's bullet speed a lot better, making it easier to use. This is something where they kind of have to do the opposite, and they have to nerf the weapon within maybe a mini game update. And yeah, hopefully things will get better, because this is not something that they could hold off for like half a year. This is something that needs to be, you know, dealt with immediately, maybe like one season in. But yeah, that's my whole take on it. They should have given us a chance to test the MAC-10 before they released it, because in the state that it's in, it's extremely overpowered. It's worse than the MX-9. So yeah, it's gonna be painful if they're not gonna bother to fix anything. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe for some more COD mode content, and I'll see you guys next time.